Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisaandthompson.com, and in today's video I want to share with you some more insights that I've learned from Elena Cardone when it comes to building a cohesive team. And this is going to be especially true if you're building a network marketing business, how to build and maintain a culture that will give you that residual income for years to come. Now, one of the biggest challenges that a lot of network marketers have, and as a matter of fact, 97% of them have this problem, is that they have a lot of attrition where people leave after a couple of months. So when I was reading through this book, and I want to share this with you, Build an Empire by Elena Cardone, you really need to pick up and read the book. There's a chapter she devotes into it called Building Your Royal Court. And I thought this was a very interesting way to looking at your business, because what Elena does is she looks at the, what her and Grant have built, and she sees it as an empire, and she uses the metaphor of the royal court. Now, when you think back to the days of the medieval times with the kings and the queens that ruled the day, they had a royal court. And the royal court, they always put with people who would build them up, okay, who would help seek alliances to keep the empire intact. So they would have like a jester that would help, relieve the stress of the king and queen, to make them laugh, provided the entertainment. They had someone who was the heralder, who would always make announcements. They had their knights, they had their council, that helped keep the king and queen doing what they needed to do to rule the empire. Now, what does this mean today in your network marketing business? Well, when you're looking at your network marketing business, not everybody's going to want to be the top producers. Okay, a lot of them are going to want to come in, use the product, and they're going to want to, they're only interested maybe making at the most $500 a month. Okay, it's going to be about 85% of the people you're going to bring in. You're going to have those few that are going to want to be the top earners, and those are the ones that you will want to really focus on. But you don't want to be putting so much pressure on everybody that they have to be a top earner that they're going to want to quit. You want to build a campfire, and this is what I learned from Ray Higdon, to build a campfire where people are going to want to stay and they're happy with the culture you provide. You're providing value, you are providing encouragement, you're celebrating the wins, and the top earners, what they really do with their teams is they really celebrate the little victories. So if someone was using the product and they lost maybe 5 pounds, if it's a health and wellness product, they're going to sing that person's praises. If someone got their first customer, they're going to just shout it from the rooftops. They got their first rep, okay? They have someone who, they made their first $50, okay? They're going to really talk about that. They're going to celebrate that. And if they have people who just are there just because of the products, Ray usually has it where it'll be like, hey, if you love being here, great, keep contributing, but this is going to be a training here that's going to be for people who really want to build the business. So if you want to listen, great. If not, keep doing what you're doing. Okay, and so then you focus and work individually. You find that core group of people who really want to build into a six-figure business to work with them. Okay, now what you also need to do is, as you're building your team, there are going to be some who just want attention all the time. There are going to be people who, they're not going to put in the work, and they assume that when they got into the business that you're going to do all the work for them and that you are at their disposal. So you have to make it very clear when you're prospecting them and when you're bringing them in what the expectations are, okay? Where you're going to devote your time is where it's deserved, not where it's needed. So if you're noticing people who are really out there, they're producing, they're getting the results, all right, and they're really growing at breakneck speed, then you want to take them aside and work with them a little bit more closely. Now, here's an exercise too to make sure that you're really surrounding yourself and creating your own virtual court as you're getting started. So Elena in her book gave a couple of really good tips. She gives two exercises. Number one, she says envision, your coronation. Okay, envision that, you and your significant other, this is your big coronation. You have built the empire. You are now being crowned the king and the queen of your empire. And you're having a big royal banquet. Okay, and you're setting up your banquet and the tables. Who do you have sitting closest to you? Okay, and as you're putting out your table settings, okay, back in the day when the kings and the queens had a big royal banquet at the coronation, they usually would put the people who would help them grow the empire and protect the empire closest to the king and queen. So you want to be putting who are going to be your people that you're going to have closest to you. Okay, and when you're selecting people, you want to make sure these are people who are going to hold you to a higher standard and are going to help you raise the bar. Okay, that you're building out the best in each other. You're building the team, you're building the empire, you're building the vision. Okay, working on making, everyone working for the common good. All right, so then you want to put who you want to put close to you that are going to help you with that. Okay, so that's a really kind of a cool exercise. The other thing you can do is, and Elena put this in the video, or in the book, excuse me, what she said is, envision having your own royal court. Okay, think back to all of the positions in the royal court. So she outlined her royal court in here. So, who's your king? Or who's the queen? Identify the roles. Who's your royal advisors? So your royal advisors could be mentors. Pick a mentor that you're going to follow for 90 days and watch what they do. Study closely what they do. How do they get customers? How do they interact on social media? How do they communicate with people? How do they communicate into people? Watch their webinars, watch their Facebook Lives, see what they're doing, absorb how they're building their empire, and that is just a really great way to get started. Who's going to be your noble knight? Who's going to be your royal knight? Who are your prince and princesses? This could be your kids, all right? Who are the messengers? Who are your royal subjects? That's your audience. Who are you serving, okay? And then what's your code? Okay, what is the royal code of your household? And so in the book, they talk about the 10X rule, which is Grant's book, and that's what they build everything on, is the 10X philosophy. So that's an example of what Elena does. And Elena is the one who protects the Cardone brand. She is the one who makes sure, she really vets people, because she doesn't want anyone, if they're going to come into contact with Grant or her kids, she wants to make sure that they're there to help support them and to help build their brand. So if you don't have this book, really pick up and give it a read. It's a really great way, very revealing, and I love how she talks about, really protecting and surrounding yourself with people who are going to lift you up. Okay, you want to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. You want to build that type of environment and culture. And when you do that, you're going to wind up, having a lot more people stay with you. You're going to build loyalty. You're going to be rewarding loyalty to those who show it. Okay, and that's what's going to help you keep a long-term residual income. So I hope you got value today. If you did, leave a comment and share. If you don't have a copy of Elena's book, pick it up. It's available on Amazon. I have the link in the video description. It is available in paperback, Kindle, and in Audible or audio form. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.